Alright, now the story of Transformers Dark of the Moon, the video game, is your standard Transformers story, really. It's you are the Autobots, and sometimes you are the Decepticons. The Decepticons are the evil ones, Autobots are the good ones. And here you are trying to fight against the Decepticons so they don't start this huge war on Earth, because, of course, Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots, the good guys, doesn't want like us to them to bring their war to us, pretty much. And he's the good guy. He wants to stop the Decepticons before they do this, and you get the story of Transformers. It's not really an amazing story at all, but you know, it's there, and you do have some competent voice acting, which I'll talk about soon. But yeah, the guy who voices Optimus Prime is the guy who voices Optimus Prime always. Yay! So I'll talk about that in the sound. But anyway, the story itself, kinda whatever. It's okay. Let's go into the sound. Alright, now the sound for Transformers Dark of the Moon is overall actually really good. It's not amazing, but it is good. Let me talk about what is great in this, the sound for this game. Like I said before, the voice acting. The voice acting is actually great in this game. Of course, you have Peter Cullen, who voices Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots. He has been voicing Optimus Prime pretty much his whole life, and he is great at doing it. He's amazing. I love Peter Cullen, and he's one of the things that makes the Transformers movies watchable somewhat, because he is actually great. And everybody else does a great job too, as every other robot, whatever. They do a great job, but Peter Cullen, awesome as Optimus Prime. The sound itself, just in general, the soundtrack is really good, and the sound design is good for what it is. You know, when you transform, of course, in this you transform into cars. They all sound great. They all sound like cars. So, not really a big car person, so they all sound like cars. And just sound design is great, and soundtrack is really good too. So, you know what? It's great. I really like the sound in this game. Let's go on to the graphics. Alright, now the graphics for this game. Let's say what is actually really good about the graphics in this game. I will say it right here. The Transformers themselves still look great. Like the other two games in the series of movie video games. You know, those two other games might not be that great, definitely the first one, but, you know, they get the Transformers right. They do look good. Same thing here, and War for Cybertron, which is the developers of this game also. War for Cybertron was a great-looking game, and this one is a good-looking game. It's not as good as War for Cybertron. Some of the environments look very bland, and some textures don't pop in half the time, and that's really, really bad, but the Transformers look good. The animations for the transforming of the robots to the cars look really good, and some of the little effects here and there look really cool. There's a scene in this game, well, not a scene. There's a part in this game where you're actually going through this ice cooler or something like that, and you keep freezing into just a big block of robot, I guess, and it actually looks really cool. That effect looks really cool. Some of the other effects look really good, and just overall the graphics are good. Not amazing, but they are good. So let's go on to the gameplay. Alright, now the gameplay for Transformers Dark of the Moon, I will say this, straight off the bat, this game is a lot of fun. It really is. But I'm also going to say this game feels almost exactly like War for Cybertron, which is the last Transformers game that came out, which High Moon Studios, which developed this game, also developed. And it really feels a lot like that. Also, the thing is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And guess what? It is still a lot of fun in here, just shooting up enemies, going through the pretty linear campaign. And this one, you don't have a campaign where you play as the Autobots and Decepticons. Here, it's a more just straightforward campaign where in one mission you play as Autobots, and another mission you do Decepticons and stuff. And that's, you know, that's fine, whatever. But, you know, it's still fun shooting enemies up. The different robots or Transformers you play as in each mission all have different abilities, which is cool. And all that goes into the multiplayer, which really is structured exactly like War for Cybertron is. The thing is, of course, you have the movie license stuff in this, so I guess that means something. You know, you have Bumblebee and stuff, which I'm not sure if War for Cybertron had. If they did, it wasn't the same as the movies, which if you care about that, there you go. It's like you pay $60 just to have the movie skin on War for Cybertron. So that's really it. But the thing is, it is definitely a fun little rental. I don't think it's a great game. Not amazing at all. Not as good as War for Cybertron, because it plays almost exactly like that, except less graphics and less of the story. But it's still a pretty fun rental. I definitely recommend it on that. So there you go. There's my review. Pretty short review this time. I've been reviewing a lot, so you have to give me a break if this one's not all that great. Anyway, there you go. Thank you and goodbye.